here we are. We are officially live on air, and today we do have a surprise for you and kind of an incredible time. So, first of all, as always, I want to welcome every new agent that's logged on this webinar with us. As you guys know, we're conducting those webinars every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific. So make sure that not only you on this webinar, if you're in the remote location or in the state where we do not have yet a big events or big training events, this is your chance where you can get together with your team and listen to the webinars and build on that. As you know, at 7 p.m., we had a webinar, our opportunity recruiting webinar, where you can present it to your friends and to your acquaintances and your clients that potentially could be interested in the business. And then we give about a half an hour of the time to go ahead and give you guys a chance to show the products and show them what Secret is all about. So I'm going to jump right into this webinar. We're super excited. We have, in just less than a month, in fact 3 weeks, we have our international convention in Phoenix, Ignite Convention. And to all the new agents, you absolutely want to make it to this convention. And I'll give you kind of the breakdown of our webinar today. I'm going to move things around a little bit. I'll talk to you guys about the wow parties, about the reason of the wow parties. And then after this, I'm going to, as part of our daily method of operations of your money-making activity, is adding new new names to your names list. And so I wanted to interview Casey because he's a walking, I would say, prospecting one-on-one, pardon me, wow. I'm basically a prospecting handbook of how to collect names and phone numbers, and then how to work through them and how to work your names list. So in terms of parties, so first of all, everything that I'm going to be teaching you guys today, you can go on your back office. We have a few videos online that teaches you how to demonstrate the product, how to do the wow party. We also have a training on the back of this particular website, which is askthecalls.com, where you can go and look at them and see full presentations, about 50-minute webinar that you can watch at your leisure. Today webinar is going to be under 30 minutes, so I'm going to stay on track and get right to the point. Just in case, I want to make sure that our team members that are on this webinar have access to me at all times. I'm going to give my phone number away, which is, I know it's odd, but I believe that right now we're in the mega push for the conference. So here's my phone number. It's 253-606-0420. 253-606-0420. And also my husband's phone number is 253-606-3928. If you have any questions, I'd rather you ask the question so we can help you right away to release that pressure, to release that bottleneck, and move you into the secret stratosphere to make sure that you guys are equipped with all with all the answers and the tools that you need to do your business. So let's talk about the wow parties. Why wow parties? And first of all, we call them wow parties. I know sometimes we call them mud parties, which is a fun way to do it as well. It's easy to invite sometimes to say you play with mud, and they say, "You're kidding me? With mud? What are you talking about?" And of course, the mud. Our parents always told us to stay out of mud, and here we are back into it. But first of all, I'm going to answer 3 questions: why, where, and when. So why wow parties? Well, first of all, why is when we started in the business, I didn't know much about skincare. Neither were my husband. We didn't know how to even sell skincare. We were not into skincare. But the one thing we knew about Secret is that if you demonstrate the product and you show people, again, demonstrate what that product does for their face, you will have customers or you will have agents. And for us, it was a winning combination. So all I knew is when I got my box of products that I need to book demonstrations at my house or at their house, or meet them for a coffee appointment and give them just enough information, maybe do a salt and oil scrub on their hand, and get them to their house or my house for a full demonstration on the face. That was the whole mantra in life that we had. That was our whole mode of operation. And at that time, we were running for big. We needed to replace a 6-figure income inside of like yesterday. So we were, our goal was to do 2 to 3 wow parties per day. And obviously some of them were with a group of people, some of them were with the individuals, but we were plugging away, contacting our names list, working through people's names list, working through people's network. And that's what we did for the first 6 months in the business. And what we figure out after doing a few appointments and doing the wow parties, we figured that the wow parties is the most efficient time and money way to demonstrate the product. It also creates something interesting, because when people sit around and they look at each other, and maybe if they don't know each other, they look across the desk from each other and they say, man, did you see your face? Did you see what happened to it? They immediately, they see it and they say, holy smokes, look at the side of your face. Your eyes all lifted. You don't have any smiling fold on one side. And it's not me as a presenter telling it to them, but it's they themselves are talking to each other and essentially selling each other on this product. So the wow party is a very powerful, most efficient time and money way to do it. Now, where would you do your parties? I would pick the best, the room with the best light and the coziest environment. And you know what room is that? Is your kitchen table, is your dining room table, essentially your home. Why is it your home? Because people are comfortable to come to your home. They're not comfortable to come to a rented space in the hotel room or in the office space. You know, they know where you live. They're more comfortable to get a cup of tea and maybe some veggies and sit down and try a cool skincare. They're more likely to sign up with you because they see that you're doing it at home business from home. So they see, hey, I have an apartment. Hey, I have a house. Hey, I have a kitchen table with a big light on it. So I have some friends and family that I can introduce you to. So it's a very duplicatable, easy way to do it. Now, does this mean you cannot do parties in the offices? Of course you can. And we have agents that sometimes go and expose their chiropractors or dentists or their physicians, and those guys want to do a wow party for the employees, like an employee appreciation party deal. And during that, of course, you're going to do it in the office. Do it exactly the same way. You demonstrate the product. You pass around invitation cards, or VIP cards, I call them, to book more parties from that party. And you can use certainly the product that you have at hand to incentivize for them, to give them as a free gift for hosting a party. It's just as simple as that. So where the number one spot, of course, your home. Number two, do parties. As long as you do them and you keep the flow of the parties going, that's the main goal that you want to have. And now the third one is when to have parties. Anytime. There is no particular time. I always have people saying, is there a specific time in the day that you target? Is there a specific age group that you target? No, you guys, I have kids that are from ages from 9 to 18, and they all using Secret. So I also have clients that are 104 years old. In fact, there was a picture online from our Australian agents. There's a grandmother that uses Secret at 104, and guess what? They eliminated wrinkles for a 104-year-old. So is there an age group that we target? Not necessarily. Of course, you want to go to the people that maybe right now are thinking and improving their skin or looking for the skin to look better. But ultimately, when you do your names list, everybody on your names list should be exposed to Secret and show what this product can do for you. It's not up to you to make a decision what they're going to use it for. It's your task is to demonstrate and let them make an educated decision to pick the right product for their need that they have. So that answers why, why, and when. The one thing that I want to make sure and stop on really quickly is leverage. It's all about leverage. Network marketing concept is an incredible concept as a business, because it's one of those businesses where you do small things for a extended period of time, and that compound effect brings you the benefit of it. And again, if it's not just you, but 10, 15, 20 people on your team are doing small things for an extended period of time, that creates a really compound effect that allows you to create a business that you can walk away, that continuously brings you cash, brings you income into your family, and gives you ultimately not only the money freedom, but the time freedom as well. And so with parties, we figured that that's most duplicatable and the fastest and efficient way to get yourself to a six-figure income inside of short period of time. And to prove it to you, I want to give you a couple of numbers that you can write down, and the calculation is really simple. I'm not very good with math, but those numbers I could comprehend and actually share them with you guys, all right? So here's the numbers that we figure out. Over the 6 months period of time when we were doing those WOW parties, we tracked all our WOW parties, and we saw how many, we calculated over a 6 month period of time, how many parties we did. We've done well over 600 parties at that time, as you can imagine. So we took what's an average amount of people that's attend the WOW party. And we came up with a number to that. It's 4 to 6. Sometimes it was 1, sometimes it was 15, but over the period of time, when we took all the parties, it was 4 to 6 people. We also calculated how much retail product was sold, how many customers, how much product the customers purchased. We also calculated if we sign up agents, with what packages we signed them. And we also calculated how many parties were booked from those parties, because it was just an ongoing rolling process. And so what we figure out that average party is attended by 4 to 6 people. At average party, we market about 500 BV of product. So again, sometimes it's the agent packages, sometimes it's the customers buying the product, but it averaged out by about 500 BV per party. Now, at that time, at the end of 6 months, we and our team had about 100 parties going on in our team over a week period of time. And I know the number is big. It wasn't us just doing the parties, you guys. It was people on our team doing a little things like 2-3 parties per week. And you can imagine if 25 people do 2 parties per week, that's about 50 parties per week. And it can add up. Right now, it might be just you. But the most beautiful part that's going to happen in your business is when you get a call from one of your agents and they said, guess what? I just done my first party and I brought a couple of VIP customers on board and I recruited my first agent. And that's the happiest, one of the probably second happiest day after you get your first confirmation check, right? So again, coming back to the numbers, 4 to 6 people, average per party, 500 BV per party. And if you have 100 parties going across your team in a month period of time, if you take 100 parties, multiply it by 500 BV per party, it's about 50,000 BV that will be happening. If it happens all in your pay leg, it's multiplied by the first way we get paid, one of the ways we get paid, which is team commissions at 15% times 50,000 BV. It comes up to $7,500 per month of just in team commission paid, aside from your 4 other ways we get paid. So you can see how lucrative this could be. And by the way, 500 BV per party is a very conservative number. Some of you sell way over 1,000. I know that we have people on this webinar that sold over $1,000, $2,000 worth of product per party. So it's very conservative, very low number. The key is, again, to keep the parties going, to keep people from your list, to put them through the flow and expose them to secret. So again, preparation for the parties is the key. You want to make sure that you have the product, you guys. Product is the king. If I do a party today and all I have is a salt and oil scrub and the body butter, guess what I'm going to most likely sign up this person with? The same product I'm showing to them. If I am doing a Skype party or a presentation with the basic pack, I most likely will have the person obviously interested in the product. And if they ask me, hey, which product line or which package did you start with? I'm going to say the basic. The odds of them getting started with a professional package is probably not very high. They most likely is going to do what I did. So you want to make sure to start your business not only with the product, but with the biggest pack you can afford. Why? Because number one, it shows that if you want to really make serious money in this business, you want to have the variety. And the value that you get in those packages are immense. Our biggest package, the professional pack, has everything in this line. So if you try just our facial products or body products and you see what it does to your face, why would you have anything else in the house that's healthy, that's very efficient, and you get it for the best deal in town? It's like buying, right now today, Casey was talking to me about a new car, Tesla, that's all new edition of it. It has all the cool gadgets in it. It drives on its own. It uses a lot more mileage per electric charge, and you get it for $90,000. Well, what if that same car you can get for $45,000 or $50,000? Wouldn't that be an immense deal? Of course, and most of you will go find a way to put the down payment to get the car because you know you're getting a good deal. Well, with secret packages, the first 2 packages, the special agent and the professional pack, have the best, hands down, the best value. And then obviously we have the premium pack that has everything you need to conduct a successful party, but you want to make sure on your replenishment to build your green line, because green line is one of the phenomenon. It's a magic in the bottle that will happen to you and to your guests. So make sure to equip yourself with the product. The number 2 thing you want to have as part of your preparation process is you want to have the applications. You can't do the party without the applications. Now, of course you can, because we all have these beautiful things called computers, right? Now, here's what usually happens in the party. If you have 5, 6 people at the party, and let's say you're the first person say, okay, I want to purchase. What happened to the computer? It gets taken by this person the way you're sitting down, and maybe they have not quite decided which product they want, and then you start scrolling down in your back office and start signing them up. The other 5 people are bored out of their mind, and guess what? They take the application, or they say, I'm going to go ahead and fill it out at home and then bring it to you. So you want to make sure that I always like to fill out the paper applications. In fact, I'm writing on them, I'm scribbling on them, I'm circling on them. So they really get familiarized with this application. They pick the product that they like. And then later on, you can then put them all on the computer and be a happy customer and be in the quiet spot, in quiet environment at home, not making any mistakes. You put the applications in and you get your check. But I would always have a paper applications in place as well, especially if you have a party going long distance. For example, if we have Skype parties, in paper applications, I go over the paper applications over the Skype or over FaceTime. So it's the easiest, the most efficient, and really the only way you can help your new agents to sign somebody up is they have questions. They can see you right there on the computer and fill out the paper applications. The third thing you want to have is you want to have a skincare analysis form. Skincare analysis form makes you look smart, takes the wonder out of what line of product they should be using, what mask we should put on. It's really so simple. They answer the questions. It tells them what skin type they have. It tells them exactly which line of product they should be using, whether it's foundation or age defy. You flip the page and they can follow the process on the cleanse, exfoliate, treat, and moisturize. It's so simple. I would highly recommend to use it at the very first, after you do the salt and oil scrub or do your body product demonstration. Give them the skincare analysis form and just say, hey, to your guests, say, go ahead and fill it out, sit down at the table and just wait for me to finish up with the rest of the guests. In the meantime, you can fill out your skincare analysis form, and that puts them in the right mood. That makes them think about their skincare. So it's a very useful tool to use in their wow party. Now, the next thing that I want to focus on 100% is you got to learn how to book parties from parties. Now, how do we do it? It's very simple. When everybody has the mask on their face, there's a part in our flip chart right now where we talk about host program. Now, as you talk about the host program, give your guests a chance to book the party with you. Now, how do I do it? When I go through the host program, I have little index cards that I got in Target. Actually, I got in TJ Maxx. I got 40 cards for $5. And I pass them around and I say, listen, I want to know more about what you like today. So please put down your name, your phone number, 2 of your favorite body products so far, and 2 of your favorite facial products so far. And then I'd like to also know a potential date or week for a wow party that you would like to have. So I have it in my calendar, and I'll make sure to clear your calendar. Maybe you have a special occasion that you would like to invite me to. So go ahead and put that date on that card. And the last thing that I would like to do as part of me just being nice, and I wanted to give you a free gift for just hosting and helping me to grow my business, I'd like to give you a choice of one of the host gifts that I want to give you. Maybe it's a nail kit, maybe it's a body mud, maybe it's a triple pack of the hand cream, foot cream, and the body lotion. So some choices that they can pick. You can pick your own choices, and then I collect the cards and I do a little raffle for a nail file, and we have them in the back office. As you know, you guys, you can get 10 of those files for like $14 or something like this. So you can give away a couple of nail files as a raffle. Again, it makes them feel good, something free. They actually have a lot of fun. So you collected the cards. Now the key is follow up. You make sure to follow up within 48 hours after you're done with the wow party to make sure that those parties are booked, parties from parties. Now, we've done I did a party the other day over Skype. We had 8 ladies there and we booked 8 parties. So of course I know some of them might happen, Some of them are happening. Some of them might be postponed. But the fact that you have that record from those cards not only gives you a chance to follow up with that person because you have a name and a phone number. Also, if that is the product that they like, is a product of the week, you can again call them and say, hey, your product is actually on sale this week. So it gives you a chance to follow up with people and another chance to book another party with them where they can invite their friends and family and get that same product for free. So make sure that these cards are invaluable, have them at hand, and if you feel it's a valuable tool for you, absolutely use it. Take a moment and book those parties. So I'm going to move right into our daily method of operation. And as you know, again, if I always say, inspect what you expect. If you're expecting to have people at your party, you want to make sure that you have people there. And a big mistake that people do is they say, well, I want to have a minimum of 3 people as part of my S4S system, which is 2 parties per week for 4 weeks straight. We want to have 3 people minimum at those parties. So what do people do? They call 3 people and they invite 3 people. No. First of all, why wouldn't you talk about to everybody about secret? So you want to create a giant names list, right? And start calling 5 people every day from your parties to invite them to those parties. Why? Because if you take 5 and multiply it by 5 days of the week, you're going to be calling 25 people to invite them to your party. I guarantee you half of them would have like maybe a voicemail, or maybe they cannot make it. Half of those people are actually going to be at your party. So that's how you guarantee 100% that you will have 3 or more people at those parties. So 5 people every day from your names list to invite to those parties. Now, I know some of you are saying, yes, I have this names list, but man, I'm scared. What will happen if I go through all of them in 4 weeks? Then what? And this is the part that I'm so excited to talk to you guys about. The second part on your daily method of operation is adding 2 new phone numbers every day to your names list. So if you take 2 new phone numbers every day for 5 days, you're adding 10 new numbers in a week, 40 new numbers in 4 weeks. So to talk to you guys about how to prospect and how to get those 2 new phone numbers, I want to introduce you to somebody, master prospector, I call him, because everywhere we go, he talks. I don't know how, but we create friends, and before I know it, I turn around and Casey's getting a phone number from somebody. So I figured, why not interview him right there for you and have a chance to give you some tips on how to do it. So Casey, why don't you sit down next to me and say hi to everybody.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
So would you mind to share with us, like, do you have like a certain mindset when you go out there and you say, man, I'm going to prospect some people today? Or is there certain tricks how you do it? Because I know some people go out and they're like, I'm going to prospect today.
You know, when I first started, I did. When I first started, I was always out thinking about, just there. I was thinking, man, I need to prospect some people. I need to get some, I was really focused on my business, and you kind of want to skip to the chase, skip right to the action part, which is get that prospect. But the thing is that when you change the way that you think about prospecting and building your business, it actually makes it a lot of fun. It makes it more relaxing. It makes it easier going. And here's why. Because I always approach it from a perspective, I'm just going to make some new friends today. And I want people to feel good. And I look for ways to serve them and serve their needs in their life. So I find out about them. I talked a bit about this on the Vision Cast last night. But I wanted to slow it down a little bit today. And Elena asked me to come on and train a little bit. But I'll give you an example. My good friend Kelly out there, she's Kelly Carly, and Kelly I met through a little video game app I play called Clash of Clans. Okay, I'm one of those geeks. I'm one of those nerds that plays Clash of Clans. Me and Liam Neeson plays it too. So either that or they just gave him millions of dollars to say that he does. So here's the deal. I met her on Clash of Clans, and I just started talking with her, and she said, "Oh, I've got a job interview today." And I said, "Oh, you're looking for work?" I said, "I'm always looking for good people." But I had established a rapport and a relationship with her first for a long time. She and I would talk online. She's part of our clan in Clash of Clans, okay, and part of our team, if you will. And so found out that she lived in Arizona. I said, "You know what? You should try these products and see if it's for you. Maybe, probably not for you. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But you'll know somebody, because I'm expanding like crazy and I need great people." And so we obviously that was how we met, by being friends first, and then the rest of it grew. So and today she's become a great friend. In fact, we just moved to a new place in Paradise Valley, and she lent us a bunch of boxes. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So we meet people and establish the relationship first. Something that you can do if you just don't know where to get started, and this is a great thing to do, is you just sit down and you say, okay, what are the top 10 interests that I have? Something that you want to learn about, something that you really enjoy already, something that makes you relax to the idea of going to do it. Let's just say, for example, you're into knitting. I don't know, maybe knitting. I don't know.
Boating.
Boating. Okay, boating is great. So what you could do is you could look up boating online, and then just scroll through Google, and it's going to give you a whole bunch of apps. And you can say boating in Paradise Valley, Arizona, or wherever you're from. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell you boating shops. It's going to tell you about yacht clubs and boating clubs. It's going to tell you about trade shows that are coming up. But the bottom line is you'll get to go investigate. You're out prospecting, but you're going to get to go do something that you enjoy doing, which is awesome, because you're going to enjoy yourself. Now, here's the second part of it. You're going to meet people that have a similar interest. They have something in common with you already. And so if you have something in common, then it's easy to strike up a conversation about that mutual thing, the reason you're both there. Let's just say you like to read. You can go into Barnes & Noble, and you can walk into the personal development section, if that's what you're interested in, and wait for someone to come in there and ask them for recommendations. What book would you recommend? If I wanted to really what's the best 5 books that you've read? And you get into conversation and engage. And where are you from? What do you do? And then you want to be clear with people that it's really about business, or it's really about getting to know what they're doing, so that they don't think you're trying to pick them up. That unless you're single, maybe you do want to do that. I don't know, but bottom line, I know people that are dating, and actually they use the dating app to find people with similar interests, and if it doesn't work out on the date, they just recruit them, and then they end up with an endless supply of people that want to meet them. Look, I'm just saying that if it's something that you two, let's just say it was a dating app, that you have something in common. The two of you are looking to meet other people. Now you have something in common. Isn't dating tough? What's the hardest thing for you about it? Or what do you love the most about it? And then you just engage in those kinds of conversations, and what do you do? How long have you been there? And I'm always asking the same questions, you must love it there. If you tell people, oh, you must love your job, a lot of times they're going to say is, not so much, or, I kind of do, but my boss, I can't stand another day. So my dog wants to be if you have one of these, this is the prospecting
awesome tool.
of the century, this dog. Look at him. Oh, little baby. This is Lolo, everybody. And now I've lost your attention.
Okay, so I'm going to ask another question, you guys. So one thing that we've done in the past, and some of you done it at our house, we've done dream boarding, right? And the reason in the dream boarding, something I learned from Casey as well, is when you start putting cars, or you put houses, or, the things that you'd like to have, you often go, a lot of times we put it on the board, but we don't even know what they look in real life. And one thing that I really loved what Casey was doing at the time when we were just building the business and really had to grab on the faith and the belief that this is what we want, we were going to a lot of open houses, or we would test driving cars, or we were going on the boats and we were looking at the boats. So just would you give a couple examples? If you go to an open house and there's a realtor there, Do you just say, hey, I'm doing secret, come, you should look at this company, you should do this business? How would you go out about, and like, if it's like, for example, we went in the kitchen store and there was a counter space and I didn't know what the difference between like marble and what's the other not Format, but there's another one, Caesar or something. Still don't know but I don't know the names. I know the difference. So, you know, how would you, Travertine, what's the difference between them? So when you talk, it's a salesperson. So obviously they're paid on the commission, but how would you go about the conversation? What kind of questions would you ask them?
You know, again, it's really about finding out about them. It's about finding out what is it that they are interested in. What do they love about their job? And they're coming from a different perspective from the very beginning. So you kind of just have to make friends with them, and you know, ask them if they have family and kids, and how long have you been a realtor? You know, you do other things. You know, I'm always curious about people that don't really have a boss, that work for themselves. What do you do? And again, it always comes back to that. And there's a recipe I talked about it last night in the Vision Cast. It's FORM, FORM, family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And you want to find out about those different, how many kids do they have? Where are they from? Are they always from Arizona? Or are they transplanted from somewhere else? You know, I see that you're a realtor. What do you love about being a realtor? And just, again, you want to interview people and just show a lot of interest. Look at them in the eyes, smile and nod, and just like, oh, and listen to what they're saying. Really pay attention, because at some point they're going to tell you the very thing that's going to help you recruit them, and show them a way to get what they want more of in life. If they want more money, or if they want more time. And that's the idea. That's the whole point, is that if we serve people where they are in their life, then we can't lose. If you're trying to, if you have a big, you know, sign on your forehead that says, I need to get to superstar, you know, they're going to see that, you know, they feel it. But if you make it really about them and helping them get to where they want to go, then it makes it fun. It makes it easy. And again, look for something in common. Even with the real estate agent, you know, they have a sister that lives out of town. Hey, I do too. You know, whatever it might be. I have a Yorkie. Oh, me too. You know, I have a dog. Or, you know, how did you potty train him? Because my Yorkie's horrible. He poops everywhere. So what do I do? You know, and you just establish that rapport with people. And then when they ask you, what do you do? It's not your turn to just unload everything on them about secret. It's going to be weird.
Which is a big thing people do. They carry the 5 wows and they say, let me get my bag out.
Bam! And then it's a full on, I thought you'd never ask. And then you just lay it on them. You know, I always kind of play a little hard to get, kind of like, you know, yeah, we launched a skincare company. We're expanding like crazy. It's going great. And, you know, and I'm always looking for good people. And you know what, if, you know, and they'll ask about skincare. A lot of times it's a very inviting topic. For some reason, people love to talk about skincare. Oh, could you get rid of my, you know, crow's feet? Could you get rid of the hook on my eye or whatever? And if you say, you know, we could set up a time if you want. I could pop by your office or a Starbucks, and you can actually try. In fact, I'd let you. You know, I wouldn't put it on you. That wouldn't be weird like that. But I'd let you give yourself a free facial with the products. They are amazing. Like, honestly, you'll be flipping out. You'll be blown away. I tell people all the time, I say, I have normal, like, church-going women letting out 4-letter words when we take off the mask. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm actually really, really proud. There's nothing in the marketplace ever been like what we offer. So, and it's not important that you say it's secret or that it's this. You just say we launched a skincare line from the Dead Sea in Israel. I'll often say you may have tried our products at the kiosks in the malls, and I'm helping to launch the relationship marketing side of what we do. So that's something you can just kind of write down as something to remember to say. So we're looking for great people. Anyway, Lane, I'll back.
No, it's a great. So I hope you guys are taking notes. And then a lot of times people say we have this great tool called 5 Wows in 5 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that sometimes people bring the whole case, you know, and show the big case. I've seen in Starbucks sometimes it's the mm-hmm. case, which is great. Yeah. And if it makes you feel proud of what you do, that's awesome. But sometimes I heard somewhere that the appointments go for 2.5 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, we don't want
that. So what would be your advice? Kind of what would be a good thing what's a good time frame? And then maybe what would you share with them, and kind of how would you go about the appointment?
Well, let me just, I kind of skipped one little step, and that's that, you know, when they say, let's do it, yeah, that would be great. You go, great, what, you know, I'll tell you what, let me look at my schedule, because I'm horrible about, let's just set something up now, because I really like you. I think you're great. How about Tuesday at 1, or would 5 be better for you? And, you know, we can meet at like at Starbucks. And then just wait. Look at your appointment book. And then they'll say, let me see, you know what? Let's do Tuesday at 1. I go, great, that sounds good. I'll put it in there. And what's your number? Great. I'll just text you when I'm on my way, and we'll make sure that if there's any conflict. So you want to make sure that you set it up right away, is my point. Now, when it comes to the presentation itself, here's the key. Okay, people in network marketing, people are in life, excuse me, are going to make the decision about whether or not to join you in your business based on just a few things. All right. One, they're asking themselves, can I do what this person just did with me? In other words, am I capable of giving this presentation? Now, if you rattled on about the power of peptides and you started talking about the scientific, you're going to make people go, whoa, this is a big learning curve. I don't know anything about skincare. I probably couldn't do it. So I'm always just dumb about it. I just say, I just focus on the results are amazing. And man, the system that we have, it makes this a very lucrative business. So here's the thing, right? They're asking, number one, can I do it? Number two, they're asking, would I want to do what they just did to me, to my friends and families, and friends and family. Now, if you were like pestering them, and I don't mean following up is professional, but like incessantly every day calling or, you know, texting them every 5 minutes, you know, these things can be annoying, and they don't see themselves doing that with their family and friends. So if you're fun and and now here's the last thing, they're asking themselves, do I have time to do what you just did with me? Can I do it? Would I want to do it with my friends and family? And do I have the time to do it? And also, one last thing, can I actually make money? Are there people having success? So 4 things. But if your presentation goes 2 hours, they're going to immediately, even subconsciously, say to themselves, I don't have the time to do this. This is going to take too much time. But if you were brief and you were fun and you were light and simple, then they're going to say, I can do this, and I'd want to do this to my friends and family, and I definitely have time to do it. So that's kind of the key. And your job in the initial meeting people is to raise curiosity. Your job is not to satisfy curiosity, but it's to create curiosity. What's that?
It's like piquing them.
Yeah, you want to show them one of your cards, but you don't want to show them your whole hand. You want them to be like, ooh, what is that? You want their energy coming towards you. Like, I wonder if this could be good. You know, so that in mind, you just keep it mysterious, keep the mystery there, keep the mystique there, so that you're not showing them everything all at one time. Once we do a party and we can have them try all the products on their face and show them the compensation and all that, absolutely. You know, you do, but you got to keep it brief. Again, you want to keep that thing an hour or less. You don't want your party going 3 hours long. That's just not going to work out. So,
all right. Well, that's great points, you guys. I hope you're writing it all down. The last question that I have, obviously they look at us, yeah, and they say, you guys just so smooth talkers. I've had so many times people say, man,
they may be about you, but
no. They say, you know, oh man, I just wish I wrote it down what you just said. Can you repeat it again? And guess what? I can't, because it's so already. Now, would you, first of all, is it important to use the skill of prospecting, going out there and prospecting cold market as part of the skill of this profession? And number 2, are you going to be, is it a learning curve to go out there? And
is it important?
Is it important? And are you going to be like very good at the beginning, or does it take a little bit of time?
No, you're going to suck at it. I'm still not that great at it. I mean, I guess, you know, I'm pretty good at it now, but 17 years later, I'd hope that I got better somewhere along the line. But yeah, it's important. It's important that you learn how to get outside your comfort zone. And when you really start treating your business like a business, then you're going to get business-sized checks. If you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby-sized checks. So if you treat it like a business and you say to yourself, okay, my inventory is the number of people that I'm contacting every day. That's my real inventory, not how many body butters and mud masks I have on hand. But my inventory is how many people are in my pipeline. You want to always have about 10 people in play, as they say, because it takes about 4 exposures. Listen, guys, if you don't hear anything I said so far today or Lena said, get this one for sure in your head. It takes at least 4 exposures usually for people to decide, I'm going to join. I'm going to be a part of this great company. Whoa. So the idea here is we want to, where was I?
4 exposures.
Sorry.
So it takes 10 people on the pipeline.
Yeah.
So you want
to keep 10 people in the pipeline, and it's about 4 exposures per person. Think about how many times you looked at Secret before you finally said, okay, I'm going to get a package and really start my business. And it's probably a phone call. That was 1 exposure. Maybe you saw a video. That was another exposure. Maybe you had a 5 Wows presentation. That's another exposure. Maybe then you went to see an event, or you went to a Wow party. But somewhere in there, usually it's on average about 4 exposures before somebody says, you know what, that's it. Okay, I'm in. It's like a 4th date. If you make it to the 4th date, you're probably saying, okay, this is pretty good. Let's see where this is going to go. And eventually, you want to move it to the point where you're so committed to your business that it becomes your life, and in terms of your profession and your career, as it has for us. So really, again, keeping 10 people all the time. So as you're loading this funnel, right? Funnel's big at the top and it's small at the bottom. So what you're doing is you're loading new prospects in all the time, and out the bottom of that is coming new agents. And then somewhere on the side, they sort of wash out the ones that aren't interested right now. And you follow up with those over that 4 exposure process, and they just kind of keep going back into the funnel over and over again. And so there are a lot of different ways that you can expose people, throughout the process. And we don't have to go into that training tonight. But for sure, guys, it's all about the fortune is in the follow-up, okay? Fortune is in the follow-up.
All right. Well, thank you, Casey.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You guys, I hope you got, again, we want to make sure that you get, for the time that you spend on this webinars, you get all the tools that you need to finish that run strong and finish it, your run for the rank advancement for the convention. And today, I hope that you guys learned a lot, how not only have the giant names list, you have to have giant names list. You all know more than 100 people by their first name. You got to call 5 people every day to invite them to your parties, to appointments, or go to their home and invite and be at their home for the parties. And you got to collect 2 phone numbers, put 2 rocks, special like gratitude rocks, maybe in one pocket, and don't come home until you put those pockets, both 2 rocks in the other pocket, and you get those 2 phone numbers. And the last thing, you want to have 15 minutes of personal development every day. So I'm so excited to see you guys at the Ignite convention that's coming up. It's going to be a historic event that not only with the information, the tools, but also the new products that we're going to unveil for you guys. And again, our number is always open for you. Let's finish strong. And next week, we have a special surprise and message for you guys. So with that, I love you. I can't wait to see you all in Phoenix and also at our next webinar on Tuesday. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.